Hello, welcome to another vlog from Densho and
Hyundai.
hope you're all keeping well. Just thought I'd do a vlog about the travel from the UK to the Philippines and the documents and forms that we had to show when we were travelling. Before I start, I'll just say that this is only my experience and how I found it. It's not a guarantee that anyone else will have the same route through. So you need to just make sure you do your research when you're travelling, wherever that is, whether it's the Philippines or to another country. Just make sure you've done your research and you've got all the necessary documents. So at the start, myself and Indai, we've both been fully vaccinated against the COVID-19 virus. So we've had 2 jabs and we've had 1 booster each. So prior to travelling to the Philippines, what we needed to do was register on the One Health Pass, which is the form that everyone travelling to the Philippines has to complete. Now, this One Health Pass has, I believe, just been changed within the last 2 to 3 days and is now called the e-arrival card. But the questions are pretty similar, and what they ask obviously is going to be very similar as well. So apart from that, everything as I understand it for us, if we were travelling, has not changed, apart from it's now called the e-arrivals card, which again you must also complete. So for myself and Indai, what we did was we flew from Heathrow. So when we arrived at the airport to check in, what they required from us at the airline, which was Emirates, was the passport, which obviously had to be valid for at least 6 months from the date that we flew. We also had to show proof of our vaccinations and the booster. Now, because we both had these in the UK, we could obtain from the National Health Service a proof of vaccination record, which we applied for online, and we received it back online as well, downloaded onto our phones, so we had that ready. So we had that as the proof of vaccination, and we had also completed the One Health Pass. So the 3 items we both had to show were valid passport, proof of our vaccinations, and then we also had to show the One Health Pass. Once we'd done the booking at the desk of the airline, we then went through the security. With the security, we didn't need to show any of these forms at Heathrow. The queue was actually quite long on this occasion. It took us about 1 hour 30 minutes from joining it to actually getting through the security check. It was very busy. People tell me that wasn't the usual situation that they've had when they've flown previously. These were from people I'd spoke to while we were waiting in the queue. But on this occasion it took about 1 hour and 30 minutes. So we went through the security, no problem there, didn't have to show any of the documents. And then basically we boarded the aircraft. After that, they just checked our passport again, and the boarding pass, and we took on to the flight. So once we got off the flight, we were flying via Dubai. So we flew Heathrow to Dubai, which was the first stage of the journey. When we got to Dubai, in Dubai we were only transiting through there, so we didn't have to go into Dubai itself. The only checks we had again were security, and they also looked at our passport. But other than that, they didn't ask for the proof of the vaccination, or they didn't ask for the One Health Pass. I'm guessing because it was merely transit through the airport. So we flew then from Dubai to Cebu in the Philippines. About half an hour before the flight to the Cebu ended, the hostesses came round with 2 forms for us to complete while we were on the plane. One of them was for the Department of Immigration, and the other one was for the Customs Department in the Philippines. So we completed those two and kept those with us. When we left the plane, the stewardesses were waiting for us and just checked the passport again and the boarding pass, took off the boarding pass, the little section at the end, and we then passed through to the Department of Quarantine.
Yeah, Bureau.
Or the Bureau of Quarantine, I think
yeah.
it's called. So when we were there, again they just checked the passport,
And then the One Health Pass.
and they also checked that the One Health Pass was completed by us both. They didn't ask for the proof of vaccination. I'm guessing probably because the One Health Pass, you already have to have uploaded your proof of
Uploaded
vaccination. So you can't have the One Health Pass without having the proof of vaccination. So they basically just checked passport and also that we'd had the One Health Pass was fine. So we got through that one. So that's the Bureau of Quarantine. The next stage then is the Department of Immigration. Because I was travelling with my Filipino wife, we could stay together. I think if you're travelling on your own, there's separate lines for non-Philippine passport holders and also for Philippine passport holders. But basically we stayed together. When we got to the immigration, they asked for the form that we'd completed on the plane. Now I know from my experience that some of the people weren't given that on the plane from other flights because the security was asking people to make sure that they'd got the two forms on the plane, and there was a few people just behind us who didn't have that one, so they had to leave the queue and go and complete the form. So it's worth making sure if you are flying that you do get the necessary immigration and customs form while you're on your final flight to the Philippines. So we went through the immigration, they checked the passport, they also took the form that we'd completed on the plane for the immigration.
Yeah, the arrival form, which is from the Bureau of Immigration.
Yeah.
Yeah, they took that. And then when we went to the security, they took the Bureau of Customs form.
Yeah, while we were at the immigration, they've just done usual checks. They also took the biometrics of us.
Yeah, biometric, they take photo, yeah.
So they've got a photo of our face, you take off the mask,
Passport, yeah.
and you also take off your
Hat.
hats or anything like that, and glasses as well. So they've done that, then they'll stamp your passport. We get 30 days visa-free entry,
Yeah,
which was fine for us because we're not going to go over 30 days on this visit. So they've stamped the passport, taken the immigration form that we got on the plane, and then we've passed through there and we've gone to the Bureau of
Customs.
Customs.
They scan the bags, the hand carry bags.
Yeah, they didn't scan all of the bags or anything, did they?
Check in, yeah.
They just did the ones that were
Hand carry.
hand carry.
Yeah.
So they put them through like the security video cameras
Scan, yeah.
to scan that, and they took the second form, the quarantine form that we'd completed.
No, the Bureau of Customs form.
Yeah, they took the customs form at that
yeah.
final check. They didn't
That's
look at our
it.
passport, did they?
No.
Or anything. They just took the form that we'd completed for the customs and scanned the carry-on luggage.
Yeah, that's
And
it.
then basically we just went through, picked up our checked-in luggage,
Yeah.
and that was kind of it, really.
Yeah.
So it wasn't that a bad journey, really.
It was a bit quiet in Cebu.
Yeah, Cebu was fairly quiet. Again, I don't know whether that's going to be the case all the time,
Yeah, maybe.
or whether that was just the time we landed. I think we landed about 4:20 in the afternoon, which I would expect to be quite busy, but Cebu is a provincial airport, not like Manila. But, yeah. So basically, it's make sure we had a valid passport, we had proof of our vaccination, and also that we had the One Health Pass, which, as I said, now seems to have been replaced by e-arrivals card. Other than that, it was fairly smooth progress through.
Yeah.
There wasn't any hold-ups. Everything went. We are in the Philippines and we're having a good time. So hopefully this might be of help to some of you who may be travelling soon or on the way now even. Hopefully you'll find it useful. So if you like the video, hit the like button. If you're not subscribed already, think about subscribing to us. We would appreciate that. If you've got any comments to make or any questions, please ask those and we'll try to help. Other than that, take care of yourselves. Hope you're all keeping well. Be nice to each other. Goodbye from Dinsho and goodbye.
Inday.
Okay, take care everyone.